Hello, lovely people. My name is Ber-Nice. I am a midwife currently practicing in Sweden. I come from Ghana, where I was also a midwife, and today I would like to share with you the processes that are involved for you to acquire a license in Sweden if you're a midwife who comes from outside Europe and especially Africa, since I am from Ghana. So let's get started. First of all, you have to get your education assessed. You have to send in all the documents and the license that shows that you have gone through the education as a midwife. And secondly, you have to start learning Swedish as fast as you can, because the other processes that are coming, you have to be able to understand Swedish. But what is stated on the website, which is socialstyrelsen.se, is that you can work as a nurse assistant, pharmaceutical technician, or dental nurse when you have learned enough language, because these jobs you do not need license to be able to practice them. And after you have gotten your education assessed and you get the result, there are two ways to go. It's either you take a proficiency test or you do an additional training program at a university. In both ways, you need to have learned Swedish, especially the second part. You need to have gotten to the highest level of the Swedish, which is SVA 3. But for the first part, if you feel confident and all, you can still go and write the exams, and then later on you send in the document. So let's take the first part, which is taking a proficiency test. It consists both of theory and of practicals, and you need to pass both parts. After you have passed, you then take a course in Swedish laws and regulations, and afterwards you need to look for a hospital yourself where you can undergo clinical training. And the last part is that you pay and you send in your application for your license. That is one part. The second part is an additional training, which is done at a university, as I mentioned. Unfortunately, as at now, it is just in one university in the whole of Sweden where this program is offered, and it is called Karolinska University, which is situated in Stockholm. And this program is a 1-year program which equips you with all the knowledge and all the practice that you need before you start practicing as a midwife. All these information I've given is available on the website of Socialstyrelsen. You can just type in legitimation.socialstyrelsen.se, where you get all this information and you get to know better the document that you are supposed to send in. But mainly I did this video just to recommend to you some things that I did myself, which I think can help. First of all, wherever you are, even if you have not come to Sweden yet, you can still send in your documents. That is a thing, because it takes time for them to assess your document. And then secondly, you can learn the language as soon as possible wherever you are. There are so many apps, there are so many sites that you can use to help yourself. For me, what personally helped me a lot is Duolingo. I was very, very active with it, and I really, really liked it, and they kept reminding you to learn. And the second one that I used a lot is a site called learningswedish.se. It's very good. They have free courses that you can take up. One thing that I also like to recommend is that, for me, if you are somebody who comes from Ghana or the likes, I will recommend that you go through the additional training, because there is a major difference between how midwifery is practiced in Sweden, and there are lots of things that they do that we do not do in Ghana, for example. So I really appreciate the fact that I went through the training. I feel I have learned a lot. I feel that I feel secured with the things, with taking up a role as a midwife after this studies. And also the job part, getting a job as a nurse assistant or as a pharmaceutical technician or as a dental nurse. I warmly recommend, because when you are in the environment where the language is spoken, you get to practice more and you get to be better at it, especially if you get to work at a delivery hospital. That is a bonus, because you get to see a lot. You work in close conjunction with the midwife. You get to see a lot, you get to learn a lot even before you start the school. So it's something that I would recommend. But even if you don't get to work at a delivery hospital, it's still good to start doing something anyway, to start working as a nurse assistant or dental nurse or pharmaceutical technician, because you get to practice the language as well, which is one of the most important parts in learning a language. You need to practice before you get comfortable with it. The last tip that I would like to give is that the 1-year program that I talked about is very intensive, but it is not difficult. But you have to prepare yourself emotionally, psychologically, and prepare the whole family if you have a family here, because you're going to need their support. So you just have to prepare in that manner. I hope that this video gets to help somebody who has just landed in Sweden and maybe need a little bit of motivation that it is possible to do it because someone else has also done it. I wish you all the best, and then if you have any questions, just ask in the comment section and then I'll reply you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.